Howdy, bourbon fans, and welcome to another episode of Round the Barrel. Today we are discussing Blantons. And here to discuss Blantons with us is
Aaron Akagi.
JR with the Whiskey and Rock Podcast.
Dave Waddell.
And as always, MJ Whiskey Commodore. So today we're going to talk about Blantons, and as we usually like to do with some of these videos, we like to drop a little knowledge. So we've got a little bit of knowledge here. So he has one of the coolest middle names like ever, Colonel Albert Bacon Blanton. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
Bacon's awesome. That's great. Born 1881 at the farm next to Buffalo Trace. He didn't leave very far to go to work because he spent 55 years there. So quite a bit of time there at Buffalo Trace, obviously. Went to work there when he was 16 and became the president in 1921 when he'd already been working there 24 years, and he was only 40 years old, which that's just astounding to me. Did retire in 1943, passed away in 1959. And what the biggest thing with Blantons is world's first single barrel bourbon introduced in 1984, part of the bourbon revivement, I would say, from the clear liquids and the clear spirits that we were saying. And this was actually dedicated by Elmer T. Lee. So that's how Blanton's got named after Blanton, because Elmer T. Lee was a protege of Blanton. So today we are going to start with the green. So you actually brought this bottle in.
Yep.
Tell me how you got that one.
So just on a cruise with the family, jumped around different islands trying to find any good liquor stores, and everything was jacked up way too high. And then the last stop got lucky at St. Martin's and found they had the green bottle, they had the blue, which was like the Polish, and then they had the white ceramic. But those two were a little out of my price range to try to hide from the white.
We don't hide anything from the wives. All right, well, let's start with the green here. Tell us what we think.
Yeah, so I think this one's going to be the lightest out of the group. It's only 80 proof, I think.
Right, that's correct.
But I'm getting kind of the honey, traditional honey for me from Blanton's, getting a little lemon off the nose.
I get the citrusy note. The citrusy note in there is definitely shining through, which is a typical Blanton's kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely very approachable for this
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Blanton
Yeah.
line.
Yep.
good start for Blanton's.
This is good.
Yeah, it is
It
good.
really is.
I think this
What's
is
the
good-
proof on this?
80.
So okay, so it's
This is good like breakfast whiskey, or now it's getting warmer outside, just sitting outside in the sun.
we're at that point. We're having a whiskey with breakfast.
Breakfast whiskey.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's a new thing apparently.
Well, we did
Drink all day if
yesterday.
you don't start early.
we were at Jack Daniel's having
Yeah.
breakfast
Well,
whiskey
good point.
Yeah,
yesterday.
shower beers, yeah.
Yeah.
So
This one's also generally Japanese market.
right.
Yeah.
I think Japanese market and cruise ships is the, kind of other outside of the
Yeah.
U.S. markets is where you get this one. And I think that's the same with the second one too, correct?
Yep, that's the Takara Red. That's the Japanese
Right.
Glosu.
No, that's Japan only, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you got this because
Fortunately, I just had some family just come back from Japan about last week, so got lucky.
nice.
Unfortunately,
I'm
they didn't
looking
have
forward to
enough luggage space for any more whiskey, though.
Oh, well, then they just lose some clothes and all that stuff in there.
So this one's higher proof too. So we go
Yeah.
to
This is not much higher proof though, right?
this is 93.
93.
It's 93.
93.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So,
So it's on par with your standard American release Blantons.
I'm going to say this sounds weird. It tastes like Japan. Like I've never been there, but like what I think, like I almost can taste like the what those trees, the flowering trees that Japan's famous
The
for.
cherry blossom.
Yeah, I almost get like a feel of being in a meadow of those. I don't know, just what I'm getting.
To me, this is a little bit of a lighter version of the standard 93 proof blend.
It is. It's lighter.
Yeah. It's not as spicy, and not in terms of spicy hot, but just that
And that's I think
doesn't-
that's the goal when they do these that go
Yeah.
to the Japanese market is
a little more refined.
a little more fun. They say that maybe they're a little bit older, like maybe about 8 years instead of
Okay.
near 6, although they've never confirmed that. So But when I've done the red next to our standard, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
And it definitely, I think you're right. It's a smoother
Yeah,
drink.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's
Red's
good.
probably my favorite.
Yeah.
It's good. So of the two, the red over the green? Or, I mean, I feel
I'm
that way.
leaning red on this one. It's a little bit bolder,
Uh,
darker.
there's a little bit more
Yeah.
to it. It dies a little quick,
I
though.
think they're
so-
both great, though. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're looking for something just really easy to sip on, the green is perfect.
Yeah.
If you want a little more flavor, a little more of a punch,
Yeah.
then the red is fantastic.
I said the only thing, it's not hanging around with me long.
It's got like a mid-length finish, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not hanging around like,
Middle of the
I mean, I guess, and maybe it's for my palate, it's dropping off a little quick. So,
I mean, the green is something you could give this to somebody who's not real sure about bourbon
Yeah.
as a way to get it's an
Oh, yeah.
introductory pour and be like, it's not going to bite. It's going to be smooth,
No.
easy to drink.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
so moving on from those to that you can get in the States. One that's more commonly seen now. It was on the shelf at my store the last month or so. It's kind of crazy to see Blanton's Gold on the shelf. But you were here late last year, and there was
Yeah.
a cases sitting
Cases.
in a store here.
They
in
had done a
Nashville.
store pick.
Yeah.
So
there
there's a
was-
lot more store picks coming out
Yeah.
with the gold.
Yeah. Those are always fun
Yeah, they are.
to try because oftentimes they can be very good.
Yes.
So, and I've had a lot of Blanton's Gold. It's
Yeah.
good. Actually, I already know what I expect on this one.
We're jumping up proof again though too, so 103,
Yeah.
which I think
Take
makes
another-
a difference. Yeah.
Yeah, another 10 proof points on this, and it's, to me, that comes through. Again, between the two, like having the red and then going to the gold, you taste the difference.
I get a lot
It's-
of butterscotch on
Yep,
this.
it is, and it's much more forward.
Yeah.
And so you start feeling that spicy pepper starting to come through a little bit more as we progress.
But definitely the flavor. I mean, it's a lot more flavorful.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you really start to see what Blanton's is all about.
Yeah.
You start getting these higher proofs.
Well, and you need to. I mean, they pushed the price point up a little bit on this too,
Yes.
and I think even the regular Blantons has been pushed up on the price
Yes.
point. as
Yeah,
well.
there was just a price increase last month.
I
So,
missed the old college days when it was like $40 for just a regular.
Those days are over.
yeah, those days are gone.
Now it's doubled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But anyway, so speaking of things that have been going on, what's going on with the podcast?
Man, we've just been doing a lot of reviews. We've had a lot of really good bottles sent our way. Just reviewed all the new Jack Daniels 10, 12, 14. Just reviewed the new Bardstown Garyana, which is the distillery
Oh,
only
yeah.
release.
Nice.
So
You're going today.
trying some really
Wanna
good
get
stuff and reviewing those and having a good time.
Nice. How was okay on the Jack 10, 12, 14 favorite? Just curious.
So the samples were very different from the actual bottles.
Oh,
We were shocked because the samples, our order was 10, 12, 14, and
Uh-huh.
it wasn't even close.
Wow.
When I got to try them out of the actual bottles, it was 14, 12, 10. And
Really?
it was shocking, the difference between the sample bottles and the actual
Interesting.
bottles. So,
That
That's
is
what I thought it would have been.
yeah.
14, 12, 10.
And we did too going into it. and we were really shocked. The sample in the 14 was very bitter,
Interesting.
very tannic. The 12 was okay.
Yeah.
The 10 was fantastic, like really good. And on the bottles, the 10 tasted like an elevated Jack. The 12 was on par with maybe last year's.
Uh-huh.
And the 14 to us was maybe just a little bit below last year's, but still fantastic.
Yeah.
well, I hope I get to find that out. So
Probably going to happen for you.
just throwing that out there. So anyway, but so the gold, obviously,
Yeah.
step up in the red.
Really good.
Enjoy.
it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
And the last of our samples for this video is probably one of the more sought after Blantons, I guess, the straight from the barrel, for me at least. I can't speak for everyone. But whenever I get the opportunity to get one of these at the right price,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pick it up. They're obviously very good. I can't remember what's the proof on this one. I know
This one's
they vary.
130.3.
130.3 on this. So this
Higher
is
than
a
mine.
much larger step up from
Right.
where we were. So
This is Blanton's
oh yeah.
uncut.
This is the way it should always be drank, in my
Yes,
opinion.
I agree.
Look at the color. The color is just beautiful on
It's
this.
so good.
Beautiful.
It is, and because of how Blanton's, it does not drink 130.
No.
Not even
No.
close.
No.
It's such an easy drink.
I remember the first time I had a Blanton straight from the barrel, I was like, I don't think I'll ever go back to
I know.
drinking regular Blantons.
That's the
As long as
problem.
I get my hands on this,
Yeah,
it's
once you go there,
Yeah.
it's difficult.
And you do feel the variation in spice though. You feel the
Oh,
the
yeah.
increase. I mean, you
Yeah.
feel it.
It's
And it
punchy.
does have a
Yeah.
tiny hug, but like small, like almost like a like a half hug bro thing.
Yeah.
Not a full Kentucky hug. But it's good. It's
you get,
really good.
You get the baking spice. It's just kind of coating your tongue.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
Yeah. I mean, this is fantastic.
Right.
very full mouthful.
Yeah.
So, anyway, favorite's obvious, I think, on this one for us. But I'm more interested in second. Like, how would you order them? Reverse?
I'd go reverse order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
kind of what we kind of thought
Yeah.
going in. So,
Mhm.
Blantons,
Good stuff.
obviously sought after brand. With the market being the way it is, and we're starting to see more of these things out there. With Buffalo Trace releasing more and more. I think the expansion a few years ago, we're going to start seeing more juice from out of them. So there's going to be a lot more available out there. If you can find some Blantons at any level, I think it's worth picking up.
For the
But-
right price.
Yes, for the right price.
Don't overpay.
Yeah.
Don't overpay, but agreed. on
Retail
that.
is your friend.
Yes. So and you can find it at that price now.
Yes, you
like
can.
It's out
You
there.
should be able
So-
to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't go overpaying for it. Again, from all of us around the barrel, be safe out there drinking. Have a good time.